Hey, Peeps Galucia here, bringing you another episode of my Minecraft FTB Infinity Evolved Expert Mode playthrough. It's such a lengthy intro. So, technically starting with another multi-block machine or apparatus, this time the water tank, and I wanted to wait and place the last block so you can see how it works, because when you do that, see, it's a big thing, but I mean, you can walk on it. Technically, we should fall into this, but they're blocked, so you can actually walk on it. And I know that this improves, like, the yield of a crop or whatever, but I'm not exactly sure by how much or, like, what that actual difference is. But I grabbed all this crap from a village that had a greenhouse set up. And so I thought, hey, let me just steal this. Villagers don't need it. So let's see here. And I'm not exactly sure if it matters as far as, like, the spacing and stuff. I mean, I guess the more you have, the better. But, again, don't really know much about it. I just figured, I'll just set it up and see what happens. So I'm assuming I have to start filling it with water. I don't even know about that. I mean, you would assume it needs water. But it seems like the one that we have on our server, like, never runs out of water. Like, I never see anybody filling it. So I don't know if it's a type of thing where, like, once you fill it, it's just like a... I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. So I'm going to build a staircase of dirt so I can get up here. Let's just throw a bucket in there and see what happens. Well, there you go. It has a bucket. Ow. But that's not sprinkling yet, but I imagine it's because it's too... if the water wasn't high enough to go into the channel. So I guess I'm going to have to do this a lot, which is kind of annoying, but could be cool. The other thing I wanted to point out is kind of funny. The normal recipe for, you know, like wooden, stone, hose, things like that, non-existent. So I wonder if I can click on this from the bottom. That would be a lot nicer, wouldn't it? That would save me a lot of trips. Let's just see if that works, so I don't have to keep jumping up here. Yeah, okay, good. That's much better. So the other funny thing is, yeah, all those recipes didn't work. There was only a couple different recipes I actually saw that even let you build a hoe of some sort. So, and none of those were ones that I actually thought I could do, because it would require materials that I didn't have. But I do know that in Tinker's Construct, rather, you can make this. It's called a mattock, which requires an axe, a shovel, and a handle. And basically what it is it's an axe that you can use to cut down trees and whatever. It can also be used to dig, but only specifically dirt, which is really weird. Like, it can dig dirt really fast, but that's it. So if you're trying to dig sand or gravel, or even this, the mycelium, it's not dirt, so it doesn't work. So I thought that was really odd. But yeah, so there's that. And then, but it also works like a hoe. So that was the only way that I actually knew to create. This is going to take forever. I'm going to put an infinite water source right next to the damn thing, because I'm going to be running back and forth forever. This thing holds 21,000 plus. So that's 21 buckets of water, and running back and forth, this is going to be silly. So let me get this thing completely filled, and then we will see if it works or not. Okay, really quick, as I fill this thing, I just realized that glancing at it, that's not 21,600. That's 216,000 millibuckets, or 216 buckets. But there you go, the sprinklers are on. So it took 23 buckets of water, or 23,000 millibuckets, to get to water level so that it was above the thing. And you can see that it did slowly lose water when it filled those channels. But now that the channels are filled, it doesn't look like it's actually losing water. But let's see, it's at 615 now. So I'm going to 30,360. So I don't know. It's weird. I think it might be very slowly losing water. Seems like every bucket that I add now is not a full bucket. like, worth. Like, it is slowly losing out. But you can see how the water spreads out. It's a very cool particle effect at the very least. I mean, it just looks cool, right? But, I don't know exactly what that does in terms of, like, speeding up the process. Or I don't know if it makes it grow faster or if it makes it yield more. I honestly have no idea. All I know is, obviously, it's better. I don't know how or why, but it is. But at the very least, it's certainly cool looking, right? I mean, if nothing else, it's cool looking. So we accomplished that goal. And I could sit here probably for the entire video filling this thing with water. I'm not sure why I made it so big, but I guess if it does slowly run out of water, I guess it would be good to have a big one, because then you'd only have to fill it every now and again. But it's just, again, it just seems like it's not filling a full bucket. Doesn't seem like it's going down over time. But at 45,876, it should go up to 46,876 when I click on it. But it doesn't. So it seems like I'm losing like 250 or 1/4 of my bucket roundabout every damn time, which is kind of weird. But there you have it. But, yeah. So got that built up thanks to the village. And I suppose that's enough. For now, I'm not going to worry about placing anymore. Really? No extra seeds, huh? That's lovely. But, of course, the other stuff that I wanted to do today was I wanted to try to make the oven, and I wanted to look into the pressure thingy and just get more Pam going. Now, it's been a little while, but obviously not totally done yet with the rock crusher. But, again, it is very slow with the survival generator. And if we are going to be focusing really heavily on Pam and trying to figure that out, then we could go the way of the survival generator, or of the culinary generator, because it does actually offer you a lot in terms of what you can get out of it, the power that you get from it. I mean, on the server, again, this was on the regular server, not the hardcore server before we made the switch, but on the server, we were able to generate a lot of power just utilizing toast. So we're not even talking about we're not even talking about kicking it up to like French toast or something like that. Just with toast, which my good buddy Zen did most of the work for, setting up an automated system for that, and that was very effective. So that worked out really good, and I see no reason not to continue with that. Of course, it is significantly more difficult to set up the whole culinary generator and the system behind it in expert mode. The recipe is significantly more complicated, but that aside, it's still not that bad. I mean, yeah, it's not that bad. Okay, let me check. All right, 8 iron. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 of those in there, and that'll kick that up to about 12. And then I'm going to put the rest of it in here because this is almost done. And yes, it will store up a lot of power, but it'll also... I think between the power storage that the rock crusher has and the survival generator, I think it would take like an hour, maybe over an hour, to actually store up that power. So it's one of those things, like when you're playing single player, you end up like just like, oh, I gotta go make lunch, and you just walk away with like, you'll just go AFK right here, like, all right, bye, because you want to, like, you know, let your machines that are time consuming take the time to do what they have to do. But in the meantime, let's see, how much iron do we get? All right, so let's start off. We need iron bars. I wish you could make less than 16. Like, I don't need iron bars. I think I literally need 1. So it's just like, oh man, I gotta use 6 iron up to do that. Kind of ridiculous. Okay. Anyway, and then we need a furnace and 7 more iron bars, ingots, which we already have the 7 ingots, so we're good. So now what we need is the thing, and I already made a bunch of furnaces in previous episodes, but I didn't. Actually, let me do it this way. But I never actually showed you guys. I don't know if I can't remember if I showed you guys how you actually need to do it, but you I think I might have in a very early episode, but you have to make compressed cobblestone to do it. So it actually requires quite a bit. I mean, 8 compressed, that's 8 times 9, 7. So over a stack, 72 pieces of cobblestone just to make a furnace. So even the furnace recipe is slightly more challenging in this game mode. But let's do this. A little bit of this action. That. And biggity bam. We have our oven. Very exciting. Which for now is going to be in here. And I may, move it at a later time. But for now, I was just going to leave it in here. And let's grab some coal coke for that. Okay, that should have worked. Maybe coal coke doesn't work. Maybe I need regular coal. Give me this. Oh, I'm about to get really mad. It literally, in the thing, bread, click. And look, there's wheat flour. Oh, but this is Pam's. I need to make dough. Oh, and cooking oil. Oh, that's interesting, actually. I didn't even think about that. How do I make cooking oil? Oh, man. I'm boned. I went about this the total wrong way. Oh, boy. Okay, so hold on. Oh, this just got really interesting. Okay, cooking oil. A juicer with olive. Oh. Or sunflower seeds. Oh, that's really interesting. Or sesame seeds. And a presser. That's really interesting. How do you make a juicer? With a pressure plate and cobblestone? That can't be right. That would be the weirdest recipe ever. Wait. What did it say? I already forgot. Pressure plate and cobblestone. Well, that's not the recipe for a pressure plate anymore. Man, all of these recipes are misleading right now. Oh, no, I need stone, not cobblestone. That's the problem. This is all very strange. We're learning together. See, sometimes I actually like not knowing ahead of time so that we can actually take the time to learn together, if you will. Because this is definitely a learning experience right now. We're learning together. All right, so pressure plate. Cobble. Yeah. Didn't think that would work. Seemed like a really odd recipe for a juicer. Unless it has to... Oh, no, that's also stone. Oh, Jesus. Let me just... You know what? Just go. I already stuck a coal coke in there. Just cook as much of that as you can with the fire remaining. Because I don't know if the juicer is a one-time item. Or if it has a durability. So let's look into that. So let's make a juicer. Cool. Okay. I don't know why that makes a juicer. That is probably the strangest recipe ever. And then we have to make... See, this is where we're getting into the... All right, first of all, how do you make dough? I wonder if it requires it or not. Pam's flour, which is wheat, and a mortar and pestle, or rice, or whatever this is. Put wheat in this machine to make flour. Shit. So we can't just make regular flour. And we may be boned. We may have made all of this wheat flour for no goddamn reason because we may not be able to cook it at all. Even though it's suggested that we could. Maybe it'll still work in a redstone furnace, so I can hold on to it for that. But in this one, in the Pam's oven, it looks like it's just dough and cooking oil. So that's really interesting. Or frustrating, however you want to look at it. So I need... I need olives. Okay. Well, let's find olives. Easy peasy. Olive squeezy. Oh, and then we need to make the pressure thing. So, let's see what that takes. Presser, not pressure. Presser. Alright, a presser. Celery seeds. Asparagus seed. Oat seed. Cabbage seed. And there are no substitutions for that. Wow. So we need a lot of stuff, actually. I don't like going out at night. So we pretty much need all the seeds in the world. So I think what's going to end up happening is I'll start with this village because it's nearby. There was another village that I actually stole all that sprinkler equipment from not too far from here that also had a lot of food available. I think what's going to end up happening is I'm going to have to harvest a lot of the food that's growing in Pam's in Pam's harvest in these villages just to kind of, and just get all of it. Like, not even just get all of it. Just get all of it and then sort it out at home. Because clearly, if you want to get into Pam's, and especially in expert mode, you're going to have to really get into a lot of different food types to make that work. So we're going to have to find as many food types as possible just so we have that at hand. Just so that we're ready when, you know, the time comes and we say, all right, I need, you know, whatever. Oh, I need barley now. Like, ah, shoot. Do I have barley? Like, it's just nice to just get it. So, and I'm certain that there's some food here. A greenhouse or whatever. I just got to find it. Plenty of not greenhouses. So I could just harvest the wheat while I'm here, get more seeds and stuff.